Divas, when I was a teenager, one of my exes was a shoplifter, okay? But not only was he a shoplifter, he was bad at it. A bad shoplifter. So he had gotten caught multiple times before when I hadn't been there. And I was always like, hey, you need to lock in. We are teenagers. We are about to be adults. This is not going to be funs and games anymore. Depending on what you're trying to grab, you're going to be hit with a felony straight across the face. So I'm like, okay, right, lock in. And he's like, you're right. I have a problem. Like, I need to get better at this. And I was like, and he's like, I just mean like, get better. I need to not do this anymore. And I'm over here like, okay, but I need you to stop. And so he's like, I'll stop for you. And mind you, my friends, I use a mobility aid, okay? I use a mobility aid most of the time in public because my spine is kind of, yeah. So I was out in public. Sorry about that. I was out in public. We were out in public, and I looked at him. I said, you may not take anything anymore. No more. We're gonna go into the store. We need 2 things. We can walk around a little bit if you want, but you may not take anything. Do you understand me? And he's like, yes. I am much better. I won't take anything. I'm good now. And I'm like, you promise me. We're teenagers. So I'm like, you promise me that you're done with this, that you're done doing this. And he was like, yeah. Like, I swear that I'm done. I swear, I'm good. And I'm like, okay, I want to trust you. You've never lied to me before. And so I'm nervous, but I'm like, all right. He says that he won't. He promises that he won't. We're good. Like, we've shook on it. It's good. He's gonna get better. There's never gonna be any problems. We're good. So we're walking through the store. I'm keeping a decent half eye on him, but I have a small grocery list that I have to conquer. So I'm like, okay. So I'm walking with my crutch. This is important later. So I'm walking with my crutch. I don't think he's taken anything. I'm like, yes, cool, successful grocery store run. Like, we're good. Like, we've really turned a corner. We're going to be great adults. And so we're walking through the checkout. Everything's fine. Make it through the checkout. I'm like, beep, beep, beep. Buy my couple of things. I'm ready to walk out the door. And I'm walking with my crutch. And I make it to the door with him. And he walks through it. And as we walk through, the sensor goes off. And I just turn and look at him. And I was like, what did you do? And so as I say that, asset protection comes up and it's like, hi, yeah, so the sensor went off. And I'm just like, and I turned slightly because she had come from the other side, so she hadn't seen my crutch. And she turns, and now she realizes that she's asking a disabled teenager about shoplifting. And she's like looking at me embarrassed, and I'm looking at her like I don't know what to do right now because it wasn't me. And so I was like, the sensor went off, is that what that was? And she was like, yeah, so yeah. And I'm like, I don't have anything in my bag, like you can check, like I swear, like I haven't done anything. And mind you, my ex is standing right behind me. She doesn't even bother asking the able-bodied one of us. And so I'm like, you can check my bag, like it was not, like it's not me, like blah, 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 blah. And there was a couple other people who had walked through with us too, but I was the only one who had frozen because I was a little off guard. And so I was like, okay, you can check my bag. And she was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't take anything, like I promise, I swear. And she was like, okay, well, sometimes the sensors are faulty, so if there's metal that comes through, sometimes they go off. And I was like, okay. And so I'm panicking, I'm sweating. And so we get into the car and he goes, Wesley, I'm sorry. And I was like, you dumb motherfucker. And he was like, and I was like, you will never go into a store with me again. Do you understand me? And he was like, yeah. I was like, this will never happen again. I was like, if I ever catch you, ever again, we're over. Do you understand the situation you just put me in? And he was like, yeah. And I just landed like a big boy job. Like I was about to make money to like move out of my house. And I was like, you. And he was like, yeah. And so It was like genuinely like a $5 item. I was like, if you wanted it that badly, I would have gotten it for you. And he was like, I'm sorry, okay? Like, geez. And I was like, no, you don't understand. And so, basically as punishment, I never went into a store with him again, ever. I never let him go into a store with me ever again. And we never went back to that specific store. Ever. But anyway, Divas,